We're back live. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but we're back here on another stream here on the St. Joseph Mustangs YouTube. I'm Jackson Phelps. Joined next to me, Truman Griesel. And it's Tyler Gundelfinger leading it off here. Bottom half of the order for the Mustangs. It'll be 9-1-2. Here in this inning, first pitch swinging his Gundelfinger. He'll pop it up right on our heads for strike one. Truman, a good start for Guck so far. Has given the Mustangs a bit of comfortability with these bats as they still lead at 4-1. Like what I've seen, trying to work both sides. And a better start that we've been talking about for Guck. Ball and a strike to Gundelfinger. 0 for 1 today. Popped it into center field. His first time up. Watches a slider in the zone for strike two. It's now a ball and 2 strikes to Gundelfinger. Still Gavin Killian out on the mound for the Bombers. 1-2 pitch is going to be lined into center field for a base hit off the bat of Tyler Gundelfinger. And that sharp liner gives the Mustangs their 7th hit of the ball game.
Just a great 2-strike approach. Capitalized on a 2-strike mistake right there. You'd like to see a better pitch from Killian. Haven't seen too many 2-strike breaking balls, which is a little surprising, but Gundelfinger, another leadoff man on. 3rd time in 4 innings for the Mustangs.
Doing a good job with that leadoff hitter, and Freeman at that top of the lineup. Reached on the E4 last time up and came around to score in the 3rd. It's Gundelfinger at first, inside for ball 1. Freeman at a Central Methodist. It's a good chance here to extend the inning for the Mustangs. He's swinging on 1-0. Fouls it back. A ball and a strike on Freeman.
Freeman having himself a homestand. 6 hits already. He's only been retired once, and just been really impressed by one of the veterans on this roster. Top of the lineup. It's what you love to see out of a guy who had high hopes to improve upon what was a very good summer last summer, and he's already doing that.
There goes Gundelfinger to second, and Freeman's going to flare it into the gap. That's going to get down. Roberts a bad jump on it. Gundelfinger on his horse. He's rounding 3rd. Throw is not going to be in time, and Gundelfinger goes first to home on the RBI double from Darius Freeman.
Better make it 7 hits on the homestand right now, and I mean, that ball just kept slicing and slicing away from Roberts. He thought he was going to grab it. And that ball just kept running away from him. Tyler Gundelfinger got a great jump. And again, 1 through 9 in this lineup, these guys can run and fly. And I love the aggressive send from Johnny Coy. Darius Freeman is Carolina Reaper hot.
Very much so. He makes it over to second on the double. The speed that he possesses. Poked it just enough, deep enough. Gave him enough time to go over to second. Love the send from Coy. Gundelfinger, who was already on his horse on the stolen base, never stopped running. And another time that the hit and run has worked off for the Mustangs. And it's McCollum. He's going to put a nice liner into center field. Roberts has a good jump on it. He'll make the catch for the first out. And Freeman stays put at second. Be the first out here in the bottom of the 4th. It'll bring up Braden Lukehart. Lukehart, an RBI single last inning. Also stole second base. Another good RBI chance for him with Freeman on second. Good lead from Freeman. First pitch in the zone to Lukehart for strike 1. Braden Lukehart out of St. Joseph. From Missouri Southern, the Lions out of the MIAA Conference. And in Joplin, Missouri, 0-1 pitch to Lukehart. Big swing and a miss for strike 2. So Killian, his best 2-pitch approach so far this inning. So he's got Lukehart down 0-2. Lukehart looking to advance Freeman over to 3rd. See if he can produce anything here at the 2-strike count. 0-2 pitch is chopped foul. Keeping himself alive at the dish. Mustangs have scored in 3 of the 4 innings in this ball game. Similar approach to last night, how they just continue each inning to get after these pitchers. That one's going to be lined into left field. It's going to get, oh, what a snag in left field. Just gets under the glove of Russo, and he's going to fire it back to second for the double play as Freeman, much like us, thought that that was going to be a base hit, but that's going to end the inning, leaving Freeman on second. But a run does come home to score on the RBI double from Darius Freeman as the Mustangs take a 5-1 lead. We're headed to the 5th inning of play here on YouTube. It'll be the first time the Mustangs go to the pen. It'll be Gage Busby making his 8th appearance on the season, a 1-2 win-loss record, 12-1 innings pitched, a 5.84 ERA, and a K-to-walk ratio of 16-9. Busby, one of the more predominant pitchers to come out of the pen for the Mustangs this season. As Guck, a solid 4 innings of work, faced 13 batters, 6 strikeouts, only the 3 hits and 1 earned run. No walks from Mr. Guck, so a solid outing, Truman.
I think the biggest number is that 0 walks, a couple of hits. But it was just back to Jaron Guck being Jaron Guck.
Love to see it. A good bounce back start for him. Hoping to propel himself and the starters headed into the month of July. But we're back to the bullpen here for the Mustangs in the 5th inning. So it'll be Chris Miller to lead it off. First pitch from Busby is going to be popped up on the first base side. Little giving chase, just gets foul for strike 1. Busby, tall stature from him. Gets over top his pitches. Makes it really hard to deal with for these batters. Strike 2. He's got Miller in a tough 0-2 count to come in his first at-bat.
Busby's definitely been up and down. We're hoping he's back to being the up and great pitcher he is. But again, it's just about avoiding those walks. If he can avoid the walks, he can really do some damage. It's when he allows those free passes and then that one big hit comes through.
Busby stands at 6 feet 6 inches out of East Buchanan High School in Gower, Missouri. The 1-2 pitch to Miller. Slider just fouled off by Miller to keep himself alive. This last season, he was at Missouri Western, a 1.50 ERA. Just the 3 appearances, 6 innings pitched on 4 hits, and just the 1 earned run. He's going to take his talents to Northwest Missouri State next season. Play for the Bearcats up in Maryville, Missouri. The 1-2 pitch to Miller. Upstairs, strike 3 looking on Miller, and Busby's first at-bat of the night as a strikeout looking.
Great pitch there from Busby. Hit that corner up high and away. Mixed up his pitches, but that's what you like to see. Getting that leadoff out, getting some confidence, first guy out of the bullpen.
Mustangs this season have really relied on this bullpen. Right now, a comfortable 4-run lead. So the bullpen in order right now to save a game. but just their job is to keep it where it's at 4 runs. It'll be Lance Vickers batting the 9-hole. 0 for 1 on his night with a strikeout. Grounds it foul on the third base side, evens it out at 1 ball and 1 strike. Busby lettered in baseball, basketball, and football out of East Buchanan High School. He was an all-conference first team and all-district first team. In baseball, as he misses inside 2 balls and a strike.
Twice now he's tried to go with that inside breaker. Fortunately hasn't got the call, but it's small misses. You like to see that again, kind of a moral victory.
Swing and a miss from Vickers. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Busby. Busby, quite the basketball player as well. All-conference second team, all-district first team, and helped his team to a state championship in football as he was the quarterback for the Bulldogs. He's going to line it over as Vickers to Felix at third. Big throw from Felix in time for out number 2 and 2 quick outs from Busby. Back to the top of the order for the Bombers. It's going to be Sam Russo trying to extend life here in the 5th inning, but Busby is doing his due diligence, working through his first 2 batters. Russo so far on his night 0 for 2. First pitch to Russo upstairs for ball 1. Russo, who was out of Nixa High School, second team All-State, and first team All-Conference. Truman, you got the privilege to play against him in high school. Truman out of Ozark High School. Just how far away is it from Nixa?
The next town over. From
Next town over.
Ozark south of Springfield, Nixa to the west of Ozark. High schools are probably about a 10-minute drive in between.
Gotcha. As Russo has worked a quick 3-0 count on Busby. Russo 24 walks on his season so far, so he's known how to get these counts up. Reason why they like to keep him in that top half of the order. 3-0 pitch from Busby in the zone. And no, it's not. It'll miss for ball 4, so a 4-pitch walk to Russo with 2 outs. Trying to get something going, a late inning spark for the Bombers. Be the first walk issued by the Mustangs tonight. So we'll see Carter Rice trying to keep it going for the Bombers. 0 for 2 on his night, a strikeout and a ground out to third on his line. Russo over at first on the walk. First pitch misses outside for ball 1. Russo so far only 6 stolen bases on his season, hasn't gotten caught yet. We'll see if they want to try and extend him over to second with 2 outs. 1-0 pitch, another slider misses outside, so another 2-0 count for Busby. Still looking for that strike here in these 2 batters.
That's really where Busby has struggled, pitching out of the stretch with runners on base. He's fallen off towards his glove side. He's got to stay on his line, stay through.
There it is, down the middle, blows it by Rice for strike 1. So 2 balls and a strike. He gets that strike he's looking for. Two balls and a strike to Carter Rice. Swung on and puts a pop fly into right field. Giving chase is Luke Hart, and he's going to make the play for the 3rd out of the inning. And Busby just the 1 walk in a perfect way to start out his first inning of work out of the pen. But the Mustangs keep it a 4-run lead. They still lead at 5-1. So we're headed to the bottom of the 5th here on YouTube. here in the bottom of the fifth. Tonight's weather, another beautiful one, Truman. 86 tonight, around 9 p.m., which is going to be around this time the next 30 minutes. Gets down to 83, and by the end of the game, it'll be 81. So another beautiful night, and what a better night to do it here on 4th of July. I've been blessed these last 2 games with some beautiful nights at Phil Welch.
Great weather to shoot off fireworks.
Be the perfect end of the night. It'll be a nice fireworks show at the end of this one here at Phil Welch. But leading it off here, bottom of the fifth, it'll be Dom Felix. Felix, RBI sacrifice fly in the first. Reach on the hit by pitch in the third. So he's been productive as most here in the lineup. Looking to do his thing, getting it started. Maybe a hit, walk, whatever he's got to do. It's Gavin Killian out on the mound for his 5th inning of work for the Bombers. First pitch. Felix liked it. He'll pull back for ball 1. Felix, Tucson, Arizona kid, Emporia State. That's going to hit Felix for the 2nd time tonight. And he'll reach on base, not in the way he wanted to, but another productive at-bat. Gets a base runner early for the Mustangs.
Probably need to check to see if there's not any magnets in the ball and in Felix's shoulder blade, because now it's 3 times he's been hitting the homestand. We've seen him get hit a lot. He's another guy. Does get up on that plate, but there's just something about his imposing figure that pitchers run too far inside.
Here's the other man who likes to crowd the plate, the other Arizona kid, Justin George. Both of them like to kind of get up and in to see if they can attack the outside part of the plate. And we're still just going to give a look on Felix. I mean, it did run inside pretty hot and heavy. It looks like he's fine, so he'll stay at first. And Justin George, no outs, a base runner on for the Mustangs. Trying to stay positive. Tonight he has a hit back in the first, reached on a fielder's choice in the third. Here comes a mound visit from the Bombers. And we are going to see a pitching change happen. It's what it's going to look like. So we're going to give it a break for the pitching change. We'll come back and announce the new pitcher for the Bombers. But 1 runner on for the Mustangs with no outs here on YouTube. It'll be Braden Beckman out of the mound for the Bombers. So far on his season, 26-1 innings pitched, 12 earned runs on a 4.10 ERA. His K to walk ratio 18, strikeouts to 11 walks. Southern Boone High School out of Ashland, Missouri. Class of 2025, he's taken his talents to State Fair Community College this upcoming spring, and he's having himself a nice freshman season with the Bombers. As he'll face Justin George. Still, Dom Felix on first with the hit-by pitch. George watches the first pitch outside for ball one. Beckman, another tall stature. Down in the dirt, he did go. George didn't think he did, but a ball and a strike now on George.
It's always tough as a home plate umpire having the power to deem that a swing or not, but especially with only a two-man crew, you don't have the ability to really check. I feel like that's why it's there. I feel like you should check nonetheless, but
George is going to line it into left field for a base hit. And that's going to be his second hit on the evening. 9th hit for the Mustangs, and they're moving. A runner's on first and second with no outs.
that time Beckman left him a mistake up near the belt. George stayed right on it. Didn't let that last swing affect him. Moved on. Got himself a pitch hit. Now the Mustangs really have something brewing here with Chris Coy.
19th hit on the season for Justin George. No outs. Coy got a good chance once again. It's 0 for 2 on his line. Has had a couple decent opportunities. Struck out back in the third. First pitch from Beckman to Coy. It's going to be lined right over to third. And Miller, he'll go over to second. Not in time as Felix gets back. But a loud out to Miller at third for the first.
Great swing by Coy, just right at Miller. And Miller was ready to fire back to second immediately, but he had to wait for Retone to get it back over to second. Great job by Felix. Again, freezing on a line drive. Love to see that. Didn't just immediately start running and easily get doubled off. He froze on that line drive. Was able to get back.
It'll be Easton Phillippe. Reach on the fielder's choice back in the third. First pitch in the zone for strike one. It'll be Felix still in scoring position as he made it back safely on the line drive. JG still on first on the single. One pitch to Phillippe, wanted to go, and he will go around for strike two. So quickly, no balls and 2 strikes issued from Beckman.
Been impressed with Beckman. He's come out of the bullpen, just attacking the zone. A couple of hard hit balls, but he's not afraid to go right after these Mustang hitters.
Another high school kid, high school to high schooler here in this at-bat. Killian is responsible for Felix at second if he does come around to score. 0-2 pitch is going to be lined just foul as Coach Johnny Coy almost got a hand on it at the third base coach spot, but it'll stay 0-2 to Phillippe. Another nice gap on that first, second base side as Ratone's playing kind of back. Double play depth. 0-2 pitch outside. Works the walk, works the ball. 1-2 count on Phillippe.
Stay patient if you're Phillippe. Choke up a little bit on the bat, spread out, shorten up. Let's go the other way.
One-two delivery from Beckman upstairs, and Phillippe works it even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Phillippe looking for RBI number 10 here with another good spot. 14 hits on his season that started out in the middle of June. He's made a big impact so far. He's batting .318. Phillippe fouls it off on the third base side once again. Keeps it alive at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Phillippe out of Kansas City, Missouri, and Staley High School. Be attending Wichita State University. Going to be a shocker next spring. Well, he'll take his baseball talents. After his amazing senior season with Staley, finished second place in the Class 6 state championship game against Blue Springs South. 2-2 pitch. That's going to be called strike 3 on the inner half. Phillippe didn't like it. And now 2 outs on the board for the Bombers, and both base runners still stranded.
And I'm sure Phillippe's kind of wondering, well, where was that call for my pitchers? It's a tough call, especially you get near the top or bottom of the zone, but I mean, just a good rule of thumb for hitters. Maybe want to expand your zone by an inch or 2. And with that, I mean, I guess Phillippe will just learn, but it might be one of those things where if that ball doesn't get called for his pitchers when they're up to pitch, he might turn around a little bit and be like, hey, man.
First pitch to Jaden Little, outside for ball 1. So far, the umpiring crew tonight has not been terrible. Definitely not the worst that we've seen here at Phil Welch. And they've been doing a solid job. Just a couple that have been controversial. That one's upstairs for ball 2. 2-0, Little's in a good spot here on Beckman. 2 outs on the board. He's done a good job kind of quieting the Mustangs offense down. 2-0 pitch finds the zone for strike 1. And Little does not like that one bit at all. It's going to take time to kind of recollect his thoughts.
He's got issued a warning.
He did kind of put the hands up, started to talk. Now Coy's starting to give a little bit of a gesture. Another one that was kind of in the dirt, kind of near the knees area. It looked like a good pitch. That's all I can say from up here. But 2 balls and a strike to Little. Beckman trying to get himself out. Keep a 0 on the board this inning. For the first time since the 2nd inning, as that one's going to go in the dirt. Good pick by Vickers, keeping it in front. But now 3 balls and a strike to Little. As Beckman's trying to avoid getting the bases loaded.
That was a great job by Vickers. He didn't try to backhand that one. He got his body over there. Seeing Phillippe go with a backhand just a couple times, but it's just right there. When you get your full body over, just hit your chest, bounces a foot in front of you.
3-1 delivery to Little. Runs inside, and Little gets issued the walk on 5 pitches. Now the bases are loaded for Tyler Gundelfinger, the 9-hole hitter.
Patient at bat by Little. Didn't try to help out Beckman. He just passes the torch along.
Gundelfinger, another good spot, looking for his 2nd hit on the night. Singled back in the 4th. Good RBI spot for him. Gundelfinger, 10 RBIs on the season. So far batting .234 for the Stangs this summer. Beckman looking to work out of a jam with 2 outs. Inside, good take from Gundelfinger for ball 1.
See if Gundelfinger getting something else to hit. Really break this game open.
Be a good time to do it. Middle of the game in the bottom of the 5th. Big hack from Gundelfinger. He'll just foul it off the hands. Ball and a strike.
Like that swing, just a little out in front. Just wait on it a little bit more. Like his approach right now.
1-1 on Gundelfinger. Predominantly a patient hitter so far this season for the Stangs. Looking to see if he can continue to battle back with Beckman. Looks like that did kind of go off the hands. Give himself a couple of seconds to recoup. Bases still loaded. 2 outs on the board, the 1-1 pitch. And that's going to hit Gundelfinger up near the back, and that's going to drive home a run. 2nd hit by pitch on the inning for the Mustangs. And they take a 6-1 lead. Felix, who came home on the run there. Six to 1, the Mustangs lead it. Bases still loaded for the man with the plan, Darius Freeman. RBI double back in the 4th, looking for more. Like you mentioned right there, Mustangs have a good opportunity once again to completely blow the gates off. 2 outs, Beckman trying to get out. First pitch swinging is Freeman, just missed it. 0-1. Mustangs last night, most runs on the year, like Truman mentioned, 16, and they're looking super dominant once again. 6 runs, 9 hits. And that's going to be lined over, up, and that's going to be fielded cleanly from Rice. The flip over to Raton is not in time, and he's safe at second. And Justin George comes home to score the 7th run of the ballgame, 2nd on the inning. And the bases remain loaded. As Freeman reaches on the fielder's choice.
Just a great hustle right there from Tyler Gundelfinger. He didn't see that ball and just start coasting. He was busting it down the line. And it was a good field by Rice and a nice flip, but Raton just a little tardy getting over there. He kind of headed up the middle, thought he might cut it off, and had to quickly change his course. And Gundelfinger just beats him to the bag.
Nice job by Gundelfinger. Never giving up on the play, getting over there in time. Still 2 outs, but it brings up Trevor McCollum. 2 straight runs come home for the Mustangs, looking for more. First pitch in the zone for strike 1. McCollum, an RBI double back in the 3rd. Reached on the fielder's choice in the 1st. Just came around to score twice in this ball game. Line out to center his last at-bat back in the 4th. Slider goes back. They're going to back pick Freeman. He was pretty far off the bag, and he's going to get called out. What a back pick from Vickers. Catches Freeman sleeping, and the bases are going to be left loaded. But the Mustangs do come around to score 2 runs, and they take a 7-1 lead as we head to the 6th inning of play. 6-1, your Mustangs lead it here on the 4th of July here on YouTube. Busby back on for his 2nd inning of work. A nice one last inning. Just the 1 walk he issued. But got himself, left him on first, and it'll be Dalton Miller to lead it off. Truman, another decent outing here in the homestand for the Mustangs.
Played well tonight. Continue to hit. 9 hits again tonight, and just really starting to click.
So it'll be Miller to lead it off. Busby's 2nd inning of work upstairs and inside for ball 1. Miller 0 for 2 on his night. A strikeout looking back in the 4th. Popped it into center field back in the 1st. Off speed, catches the zone for strike 1. Good pitch from Busby. Like to see if he could work another one of those in this at-bat. Quick delivery once again. Slider misses outside. 2 balls and a strike to Miller. Let's go, 2-1 pitch from Busby. Upstairs, Miller. A nice leadoff. Works a 3-1 count on Busby here to lead it off. The 3-1 pitch. Catches the outside part of the zone, and we're full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Good payoff pitch from Busby. Full count. That's going to just miss Miller, and he'll be reached on first on the walk.
That's where Busby got in trouble his last outing out. Had a clean 1st inning of work against the Bombers last Saturday. But it was that second inning. It was a leadoff walk that turned into a run. Hopefully it doesn't repeat itself right here.
It'll bring up Connor Rice. Batting cleanup at the 4 spot. Leadoff runner is on. He takes ball 1. Down 6 runs are the Bombers. A totally different approach that they've had since last Saturday. Only 1 run on 3 hits. 1-0 pitch upstairs, just missed for ball 2. Rice, not the biggest frame he has in the dish, so Busby's going to have to work it down in the zone if he wants to get some of those called. 2-0 pitch lined into left field, just foul. 2 balls and a strike to Connor Rice.
Sometimes it's all it takes. Just a hard line drive really resets your mind. Busby hasn't missed by much in some of these pitches. Just small misses, small adjustments. Don't need to do a full retool of your arsenal.
2-1 misses upstairs on the slider. Once again, 3 balls and a strike. Back-to-back batters, he's found himself in this same spot. See if he works it back into another full count. Three-one. Upstairs, back-to-back walks issued from Busby. Now the Bombers have something going to start the 6th.
Don't know what it is about Busby in the second inning, but again, it's those free passes that he's gotten in trouble before. But let's see if he can pitch out of jam right here. He's up by 6. No reason to be touchy-touchy around the zone. Just go right after these Bomber hitters. If they get a few hits, they get a few hits, but they're also more likely to hit it to one of your fielders.
Right there, he goes straight to the zone as that one just misses inside. We are seeing some motion out in the right field Mustangs bullpen. We'll see right now how long Coach Johnny Coy, maybe get a mound visit from Mack if another walk comes on. But right now he just has to go after that zone like you said, Truman. As he misses once again, quickly 2-0. Phillippe's going to go out and give him a little chat. After he gets behind another Bombers hitter.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Don't be scared to throw it in the zone. You're up by 6. You got plenty of runs. Support ahead of you.
Mustangs have done a really good job here the last couple of nights for these pitchers. Just adding that comfortability with the bats. You know, the last couple of weeks we've seen the pitchers be the predominant players in the games, making it sure that the batters have a little bit of comfortability for them not to make mistakes. But the batters here the last 2 games have done their part. Really made it easy, especially for these pitchers coming out of the pen, to do their thing. And now Busby just has to do his thing. Throw those strikes. Get it out on the board. The 2-0 pitch. Misses upstairs. Quickly 3 balls and no strikes. Busby looking to avoid loading the bases with no outs for the Bombers. Three-0 delivery from Busby. Just misses the zone inside once again in the at-bat, and he loses to Roberts. And that's 3 straight walks issued from Busby. Still no outs for the Bombers, and the bases are loaded.
It's one of those things. Do you leave him out here where he's already kind of in his mind, kind of seeing what's going on again? When you have walk after walk after walk, you really start overthinking things. But like when you're just giving up hits, you're like, you know what? I'm just going to go after these hitters. But if you take him out right here, it's also one of those things that you're showing you don't have confidence in him to work himself out of his own jams. But with a 6-run lead, I'm sure they're just going to leave him out here. Throw him to the Wolves.
It'll be Ryan Rattone. Misses upstairs again. 5 straight balls. And these last 2 batters from Busby. Right now, put it on the ground. Try to work the double play. But first, you just got to find that zone. 1-0 pitch to Rattone is going to put a pop fly high up into shallow center field. Coy giving chase. Freeman's going to call him off for the first out. And that's a big pop fly as it didn't trail enough far into the outfield. And that'll keep Miller held up at third for the first out.
See what happens when you throw strikes, because Sedalia's sitting on it, but got an infield pop-up. Freeman made a long run, called off Coy. About the only guy that calls off the shortstop is the center fielder. But see, again, good things happen. Hopefully that pitch resets his mind and gets him back in the zone in attack mode.
1 out on the board for Busby. Got a big one. Base is still loaded for the Bombers. It'll bring up Caden Paxton. Single back in the second, looking for his second. Another RBI chance for the Bombers. Inside that zone. This one does catch the zone for strike one. Looking for their first run since the second inning. One out. All Paxton has to do is put a sharp liner into the middle infield. Put one out in the outfield as he fouls it. Quickly 0-2 on Paxton. Busby in another good spot. To Caden Paxton. Slider misses outside. Ball one. Ball and 2 strikes to Paxton. He's still dancing at the dish. Busby trying to come back after loading the bases up. It's going to be lined over to the third base line. That's going to go just foul. And luckily so, keeps the at-bat alive and keeps runs off the board for the Mustangs.
50-50 right there. Tough call to make for the umpire, but Busby gets another pitch. But again, he's just attacking that zone now. See if you can put Paxton away, excuse me.
Right now in that good spot. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Good battle between him and Paxton with the bases loaded. 1-2 pitch. Slider misses just outside the zone. Evens it up. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It's really been the pitch he has been able to locate this thing, that slider. The Bombers just aren't chasing it. He's going to have to probably use the fastball. Just stay away from the barrels.
2-2 pitch. Here goes that fastball. Paxton's going to line it over to Little. He's going to miss it, but he is going to go over to first in time for the second out. And that'll bring home Dalton Miller for the second run of the game for the Bombers. So a productive out from Miller. From Paxton, my apologies. Second out in the inning from Paxton. Went over to Little. He bobbled it. Luckily got it back in time to get the out. Runners on second and third. Still 2 in scoring position. As that'll bring up Chris Miller. Trying to come back in this game. Now down 5 runs. The Bombers are trying to pull the reverse since last Saturday. Now they're the ones controlling their own destiny here in the bottom half of this ball game. Miller looking to continue the inning. 0-1 pitch from Busby. Inside, ball 1. Miller 0 for 2 on his night tonight. 2 strikeouts looking. 1-1 pitch from Busby. There's that slider. He's going to ground it softly over to Coy. Coy, a big throw from shortstop. He gets it in time. And 2 left in his scoring position. Just 1 comes around to score. And Busby gets out of a jam with the bases loaded. 7-2, the Mustangs lead it, headed into the bottom of the 6th here on YouTube. First run for the Bombers since the second inning came around to score back in the top of the sixth. But Busby did a good job working himself out of a bases-loaded jam. Only one run allowed. This brings up Trevor McCollum to lead it off for the Stangs. Here in the bottom of the sixth, they still have a nice, comfortable 5-run lead. It'll still be Braden Beckman out on the mound for the Bombers. Kept them on the base paths, coming out of the pen. First pitch in the zone, strike one to McCollum. McCollum, an RBI double back in the third, reached on a fielder's choice in the first. Came around to score on both of those. 0-1 pitch upstairs, and that's going to catch the zone for strike two. McCollum doesn't like it, groans from the crowd.
It's just one of those things where you're wanting to know where that was for your pitcher who was struggling, thought he had some nice ones, and kind of seen that back-to-back innings, just a little frustrating.
McCollum fouls it off, keeps it alive at 0-2. Definitely been some calls for these Mustangs these last couple of innings. Could have gone both ways. 0-2 pitch to McCollum. Upstairs, that one misses for ball one. 1-2. McCollum still battling. As that's going to be strike three called to McCollum. First out on the inning, first strikeout. And that'll bring up Braden Lukehart. Lukehart, 2 hits on his night, a single back in the first and an RBI single back in the third. Back from his extended time off, has came right back in, full swing, doing his part for the Mustangs. Misses outside, 1 ball, no strikes to Lukehart. Liked what he saw, just cut inside at the last second, decided to hold back. Ball 2. Nice job by Lukehart. Comfortable 2-0 count. Upstairs, now 3 balls and no strikes to Lukehart. Looking to get a base runner once again on for the Stangs. The 3-0 pitch down low in the zone for strike one. 3-1 to Lukehart. Looking to draw his 16th walk on the season, which he will do. 5-pitch walk issued from Beckman, and now Lukehart on first, getting some nice speed for Dom Felix.
As patient as ever is Lukehart. Great at bat right there again. Knew what he was looking for. Didn't try to help out Beckman. The dangerous guy to have on, plenty of speed and plenty of pop at the plate.
Looking for some pop. He's been hit by a pitch his last 2 at-bats. He's just looking to get something on the bat instead of getting drilled, and he's going to be first pitch swinging, and he'll foul it off onto the grandstand roof. 0-1 to Felix. Lukehart on first. Lukehart, 11 stolen bases on his season. He's put up 2 more tonight. Make that an even 13. 0-1 swinging is Felix. No balls and 2 strikes.
You know, they're getting darker. Fireworks starting to go off in the area. Reminds me of that scene from The Sandlot.
Oh, what a
4th
classic.
of July games are always special because fireworks lit up the skies just enough.
Oh, what a quote. What a movie. Benny the Jet Rodriguez. Iconic scene as Lukehart was looking like he was wanting to go. He's going to line it over to Raton, flips it over to Rice, over to first in time for the double play, and that'll end the inning on the 4-6-3 off Felix. And we're headed to the 7th inning of play. Mustangs still lead at 7-2 here on YouTube. Second pitcher out of the pen for the Mustangs will be Andrew Clark, making his 8th appearance. He does have a win on the season, 1 save, 9 and 1 innings pitched, an ERA of 7.71, and a K-to-walk ratio of 13-7. Clark, last 2 appearances out of the pen for the Mustangs have definitely been some rocky situations for him. Last time out, June 27th, in innings pitched, 2 hits, 2 earned runs. And then back on June 23rd, 1 and 2 innings pitched on 2 hits, 1 earned run. And just the walks, the walks, getting behind batters has been the struggle the last couple of outs for Andrew Clark, but we're looking for an improvement here on July 4th. Maybe the month of July could be here for Andrew Clark.
Really much the same case with Busby. It's been those walks and then the one big hit. Like to see Clark get back to his early season form when he was just mowing down, attacking these hitters, going right after them, and keeping them on their toes.
Upstairs for ball 1. Clark, like we mentioned in those first couple appearances on his early season, he's really done his good part in due diligence out of the bullpen. He is doors. He's just got to find that zone. First pitch, second pitch swinging, and that's going to be a play. And that's going to get past the glove of McCollum. And rounding into second, it'll be Lance Vickers with a no-out double. That'll be the 4th hit of the night for the Bombers.
It's a tough play right there for McCollum. Long run for him to make. That ball was just curling away from him. He tried to lay out for it, just couldn't squeeze it.
It was a good pitch from Clark, up and in. Vickers just got a good eye on it and got the hands around quick enough. Just tough for McCollum to make a play out in left. Now an early runner in scoring position for the Bombers. They trail at 5, and it'll be Sam Russo back to the top of the lineup. Righty-lefty matchup. Good spot. Russo 0 for 2 with the walk. He's going to line it over to Gundelfinger at second. He's going to go in timed a little at first. Vickers stays put at third. It does advance, so Russo a quality out. Puts a runner just 90 feet away.
Still, I very much like that from Andrew Clark. Jamming Russo right there to lefty. I mean, so far he's only thrown 2 pitches, but he's hit his spot both times. He's been just going in the attack in the zone.
This will be Carter Rice trying to bring home Vickers just 90 feet away. Clark trying to keep himself with a donut on the board. Strike 1. Good payoff for Clark.
See if we can get a strikeout right here and avoid trading a run for an out.
Would love to see that from our co-host on the podcast, Andrew Clark. 0-1 pitch down to the dirt. Good pick from Phillippe. So that'll keep Vickers on third. Evens the count up at a ball and a strike.
There's Phillippe. Saw that earlier in the game. Tried to go with the backhand on that exact same ball in the dirt to his right. Right there. He slides over and gets in front of it. You can see the difference. That ball is right in front of him instead of bouncing off his glove and going behind him or who knows where.
Ball and a strike to Rice. 1-1 pitch just misses the zone down low. 2 balls and a strike. It is that perfect time of night in the 4th. You can start to just look out on the horizon and just see a bunch of colors and pops. 2 balls and a strike to Rice. He does foul it off, so Clark works it back. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Seeing people celebrate the United States' 249th birthday. Every firework, you can imagine just money exploding.
2-2 pitch to Rice upstairs, misses, and we're full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count to Carter Rice. He's going to foul it off once again. Saw something that was a little too close. Keeps it alive.
Bend don't break here for Andrew Clark. Let Rice be the one who breaks. Just trust your stuff. Let's see if you can get a punch out.
3-2 Phillippe set on the outside part of the plate. He's going to miss up and inside, so now a walk issued from Clark. Runners on the corners for the Bombers. does have that out on the board. So still has the double play now if he can get it on the ground. But the man is Dalton Miller with the big pop. He knows how to get that into the outfield.
Now you have the double play in order, though. So hard ground ball at really any of the infielders. Expect to roll 2. You're a ground ball away from getting out of this. No reason to panic after the walk.
Not at all. Clark just has to get it on the ground, put it in that bottom half of the zone. First pitch to Miller, upstairs, misses for ball 1. Clark predominantly a changeup pitcher. Looking to see if he can amplify that here on Miller. Miller predominantly a pull hitter, see if he can catch him behind. There goes to second base is Rice, and no throw from Phillippe. He'll let him go. Now 2 runners in scoring position. Ball and a strike to Miller.
I'm a little surprised they let him go right there. You're up by 5 runs. You can trade a run for an out. So, I mean, I say go for the throw. There's no sun to deal with. Little surprised by the no decision to not throw.
1-1 pitch outside. 2 balls and a strike to Miller. Miller 3 for 5 last time out against the Mustangs with 3 runs. Two-one delivery from Clark. Big pop fly into right field. Lucart backpedaling, and he's going to miss it in the lights, and that's going to fall down. Vickers comes home to score, rounding third. Here comes Rice to the plate. He's going to be safe on a bang-bang play at home, and 2 runs come to cross as Lucart just lost it in the lights. And now a 7-4 ball game.
I'm going to start with Lucart. It's just one of those that he's probably yelling out there, but being in right field, I mean, being outfielders, there's really no one around you. So if you lose the ball, you're trying to yell, where is it, where is it, where is it? You got to have your teammates trying to point it out to you. But once these balls, especially this time of night, it's not fully dark. Once the ball gets above the lights, I mean, it's hard to see it in the twilight sky. But then, I mean, that throw home, it looked like, I mean, that throw beat the runner Rice home. I think our home plate umpire just wasn't in the right position to see the tag, but just unfortunate right there for Clark.
And another sharp liner into left field. That's going to get down. Taking the turn around third is Dalton Miller. And strolling into second is going to be Rice, and he's going to be just missed the tag once again. And an RBI double back-to-back is Connor Rice. And now just a 2-run ball game. The Bombers have chipped back here in the top of the 7th.
And unfortunately right there, fantastic throw from McCollum, but honestly that one's on Coy. He tries to go with the tag at the belt. As a fielder, you lay that tag right on the ground. You don't move it up. You go for the foot. He tried to tag him on the belt, and that gives you a solid distance from your hip to your foot, so easily able to get his foot in was Rice.
Bombers have now cut it to a 2-run lead, and that one's going to get past Phillippe, and running over to third is Connor Rice. And now with just an out, the Bombers are in position to make it a 1-run ball game.
Now it's about time to see what the Mustangs are made of. A lot of things haven't gone your way. Losing a ball in the lights. A couple of tag plays not going your way. Now you just got to battle down. Just find something.
Just looking for something infield in. Ball. No strikes, it'll pop it out. Ball and a strike now to Jaden Roberts. Three hits on the inning. 2 RBI doubles off the bats of Dalton Miller and Connor Rice. 1-1 pitch to Roberts. Big swing, he gets in front of it. It does look like McCollum has a play on it on the foul territory. No, it'll just get out. Looked like he had a play on it, but it just got lost in the lights once again. But a ball and 2 strikes to Roberts.
No, he didn't see that ball either. He had his hands up. He just knew off the bat what direction it was headed. Thank goodness that was foul, but gonna have to have some communication out there. Especially with the outfield. Darius Freeman, I mean, he's running over. Veteran in this outfield, but even McCollum, 4th year with the Mustangs, but it's a lot of communication, a lot of talk has to happen on the field.
Ball 2 strikes to Roberts. He's going to put a big swing into the infield. Phillippe That's just going to get foul onto the net. It'll remain 1-2. Three doubles total in this inning for the Bombers. Have really known how to find the holes in this defense in the outfield. Roberts. Ball and 2 strikes. He swings and misses, and a big strikeout from Andrew Clark. Now 2 outs on the board for the Mustangs, trying to keep Connor Rice held up at third.
Love to see that if you're Clark. Pulled the string with the curve. First time he pulled it really out this inning. Just gets Roberts way out in front. Fantastic pitch again. Circumstances have not gone his way. He just grinds down, grits his teeth, and gets the strikeout.
That'll bring up Ryan Rattone. 2 outs on the board. He's going to chop it over to Little at first. He fields it cleanly, and they're going to leave him held up at third. But 3 runs do come home for the Bombers as they make it a 7-5 lead. The Mustangs just have 2 runs to work with as we head to the bottom of the 7th. The final 3 innings in this ball game. Mustangs lead it 7-5. Here in the bottom of the 7th, the Mustangs only lead it 7-5 after a 3-run 7th from the Bombers as the sky's starting to light up with fireworks. Final 3 innings of play for these Mustangs. Really going to have to clamp down on the defensive side, trying to get the pitching back in order. It'll be Justin George to try and get a volt and get some more insurance runs here in the 7th.
Like I said, if it's what the Bombers are getting are hits, and that's what they got. It's just getting hits. You can deal with that. It's just you're still throwing strikes. It's the walks that get you in trouble as a pitching staff. But you just got to put a few more runs on the board. No reason to panic. You're still up by 2.
George watches one go inside for ball 1. It'll be Beckman back on the mound for the Bombers. Put a 0 on the board back in the 6th. Up and out. Called strike 1. George had to give a little bit of a check on that one. Ball and a strike to JG. One pitch. That's going to run close to his front leg. Misses for ball 2. So 2-1 to George. Looking for his 3rd hit on the night. RBI back in the 5th. Came around to score. 2-1 pitch, and he's swinging. He'll foul it off. 2-2. George out of Queen Creek, Arizona. William Jewell College in Liberty, Missouri. 2-2 pitch from Beckman, fouls it off sharply. Stays alive as George. 2-2 to Justin George. He's put a deep drive into center field. Roberts on his horse. That's going to get over his head, and George, big round around first, and he is going to stay put at second for a leadoff double. Hit number 3 on the night for Justin George. And the Mustangs an early runner in scoring position to open it up in the bottom of the 7th.
It's a great swing from George right there. Fastball middle. He did not miss it. Drove it out to the deepest part of the yard, and that's what you like to see. Bombers get 3 back, start to feel the momentum shifting. Justin George, leadoff man on.
Swing the Mustangs were looking for. And George has the power to do it. Any part of the yard in the left field, that ball's gone. Put it really deep into center field. Roberts knew it. Was on his horse the whole way through. It'll bring up Chris Coy. Coy still looking for his first hit on the night. And a big spot to put one on with George on second. Down low in the dirt. Good pick by Vickers for ball 1. One 0 pitch to Coy. Once again, slider misses outside. Coy's worked a nice 2-0 count here on Beckman.
For such a young hitter, Coy, great vision at the dish.
Very composed, has a good eye. 2-0 pitch, runs inside. That's going to clip Coy on his jersey, and he'll get plated on first with the hit by pitch. So back-to-back base runners for the Mustangs.
5 base runners, and the storm is a-brewing. Back-to-back runners on. Not the ideal situation for Sedalia, who just cut it to 2. You'd have liked to see a quick 1-2-3 inning. Now the Mustangs are starting to coil up, getting ready to strike.
It's Easton Phillippe. The walk-off hit last Saturday against Sedalia. Another big spot here. Up 2 runs, trying to get some insurance for the Mustangs. Still no outs. First pitch runs inside, called strike 1 on Phillippe. Phillippe struck out looking his last at-bat back in the 5th. Looking for a different result here. Puts a sharp swing, and that's going to be fielded cleanly by Raton. Goes over to second for 1 in time! And a 4-6-3 double play. What a snag at second by Raton. Puts 2 on the board. George does move over to third, but a big double play for Sedalia.
Heck of a play by Ryan Raton. Sliding to his left, fielding it on a short hop, then getting up 360 spin, firing a dart to Connor Rice. I mean, you got to tip your cap to that one. Phillippe
100%.
Squared that up in a fantastic play.
100%. Raton made a heck of a play, saving a run. George still on third, just 90 feet away. It'll be Jaden Little trying to bring him home. First pitch outside misses. Ball 1. Little 0 for 2 with a walk back in the 5th. Still looking for his good piece of wood on the night. 1-0 pitch to Little. Big swing and a miss. He misses on it. Ball and a strike. One delivery from Beckman. Fouled back by Little. Now down a ball and 2 strikes. One-two delivery from Beckman, fouled off once again. Little stale dancing at the dish. Trying to keep an RBI chance alive for the Mustangs.
Another thing to worry about if you're the fielders, all that smoke coming from the fireworks.
Oh, yeah.
Created a haze out here.
It really has in that outfield. You can see it on your camera. 1-2 pitch from Beckman, down to the dirt. Good pick by Vickers. Evens out at 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's a thick haze out in the outfield. But boy, it is beautiful. A beautiful sight here at Phil Welch. See all these fireworks going on with great baseball. 2-2 pitch to Little. Still fouls it off. A great battle between him and Beckman with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. If you like what you're seeing here, be sure to give us a subscribe and a like. Find more Mustangs content here on our channel. Reading with Rally, game highlights, mic'd up with some of your favorite players, and much more throughout the week. The 2-2 pitch to Little. He fouls it off once again. Doing a good job staying alive. Mic'd up. Player vlogs with Andrew Clark. Podcast episodes with me, Keaton, and Andrew. Took an off week this week. We'll be back at it next week. But be sure, even on the days that games aren't happening at Phil Welch, you watch out on our YouTube for more Mustangs content. 2-2 pitch to Little. Fouled off, and that one's trailing, and it will get foul. And Little still up at the dish. Not willing to give in to Beckman, with George still at third.
Who's going to come out on top? Mano-y-mano. Deeper count, more pressure on the pitcher to continue to make pitches. Little put a nice, comfortable swing on something good in the zone.
Beckman going to have to put it in the zone. Little's ready. 2-2 delivery. Fouled off once again. That heater just couldn't get ahead of it. And we're still here. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Wonderful to see Beckman try to get Little to chase. Has the ball to work with. Maybe riding that fastball inside. Try breaking ball away.
And there's the fastball down and in, and Little cannot believe it. And he's called up ringing on 3 strikes, and that leaves Justin George on third. So a double play and a strikeout looking ends the Mustangs' hoped-for run in the bottom of the 7th. We're headed to the 8th inning of play. Mustangs still lead at 2 runs, but are looking to put a close to the Bombers. Here in the next 2, we'll have a pitching change when we come back here on YouTube. It'll be Diego de Santiago coming out of the pen, and if you need a guy to put a 0 up on the board, it's this man right here, de Santiago. So far, this will be his 9th appearance. 9 innings pitched, an ERA 0. The man knows how to get the job done, and this is the guy if you want to have a lead of 2 to keep it going.
Hardest thrower out of this Mustangs pen is de Santiago. He's been virtually untouchable. Just 3 hits and a walk scattered over these 9 innings. You are not going to touch this man unless for some reason he's wild. This is the guy that appropriately the fireworks are going. There's some heavy metal music playing. Lights should be flashing because this is your guy coming out of the bullpen that it's time.
Yeah,
it's time.
Heaviest fastball on the team. He'll blow it by you whenever he needs to. Does have a little bit of off speeds that can try and fool these hitters, but that fastball outweighs everything for de Santiago. He knows how to get the job done, and he's trying to keep this lead at 2 for the Mustangs. And it's his time to shine. Top 8. It'll be Caden Paxton to lead it off. First pitch in the zone for strike 1. Paxton reached. Single back in the 2nd. An RBI Ground out to Jaden Little, back in the 6th. Second pitch finds the zone for strike 2. Paxton didn't like it. He'll call time to get his 2 cents. Quickly 0-2 on Paxton. To Santiago trying to wave his first batter of the night. 0-2 pitch from DeSantiago. Just a chop swing from Paxton trying to keep himself alive at 0-2. Santiago, K-walk ratio, 14 strikeouts to 3 walks. Looking for strikeout number 15, and he's going to get it on Paxton. And a big strikeout to start the top of the 8th for Mr. Diego Santiago.
Right back to the well for DeSantiago. Doesn't lose a beat right here. Just bubbling with confidence on the mound. Just right after you. Dropped in a breaking ball, but just fastball, 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 and you got to be out in front of it. You're just a split second behind. You're not hitting it at all.
That fastball blows it by Paxton. It'll be Chris Miller out of Dartmouth. 0 for 3 on his night. One out on the board for the Mustangs. He's going to line that fastball into left field for a 1-out single. Got ahead of it and caught it. It was Miller. The 7th hit on the night for the Bombers. Gets him a 1-out base runner.
That shows. When you do get out in front of the fastball, time it up. It's going to go far. And good piece of hitting there for Miller, but Santiago, no reason to panic. Just go back to it.
Not at all up. 2 runs, 1 out, double play in commission. They'll bring up the bottom half of Lance Vickers. A leadoff double back in the 7th. There's that off speed, and it catches the zone for strike 1. Vickers came around to score one of the 3 runs back in the 7th. Good lead from Chris Miller at first. A 1 pitch. Once again, the off speed. He goes back to back. Vickers was probably sitting on a fastball. Now 0-2. DeSantiago trying to wave his second. 0-2 pitch from DeSantiago. Fastball. Vickers lucky to get a bat on it late, but he fouls it off. Remains 0-2. He went back-to-back off speeds. He went fastball on the outside part. I want to see if he wants to go fastball maybe inside near the chest. 0-2. There goes Miller down in the dirt. Phillippe's going to just have to scoop it. And Chris Miller gets on with the stolen base. So with 1 out, runner in scoring position for the Bombers, and it's 1-2 to Vickers.
Not just on to Santiago. He same 1, 2, 3 go. So Miller had him timed up. Didn't even really attempt to hold Miller on it. Gets rid of the double play.
1-2. Called strike 3. Vickers can't believe it, but DeSantiago gets his second strikeout here in the 8th. And now 2 outs. Mustangs trying to leave one on.
That's just a great pitch right there. A little lightning to the thunder. Pulled the string. Curveball down and away. Just froze Chris Miller.
Just does it. The off speed was working there. He was just kept on going back to it. Saw Vickers didn't even try and put a bat on it. He did it once again. Vickers was really just trying to wait for that fastball. Santiago, like I said, likes to fool these hitters, and it'll bring up Sam Russo up to the plate. 2 outs. Runner in scoring position on second and Miller. Lead it 2. DeSantiago trying to keep it there. First pitch to Russo. Fouled late on the third base side. For strike 1, 0 for 3 tonight is Russo with the walk in the 5th. (0-1) on Russo, rocking the no batting gloves here on his season. (0-1) from DeSantiago, just misses outside. Want to see if he could clip the outer edge. Misses for ball 1. Ball and a strike to Russo. He's going to chop it up the middle. That is going to get into center field on his horses. Miller around third. Throw in from Freeman is not in time. And the Bombers with 2 outs have cut it to a 1-run lead in an RBI single off the bat of Sam Russo. That'll bring up Carter Rice. Looking to extend the inning. 2 outs on the board. Russo with some speed on first. Santiago trying to get it out after giving up the RBI single. First pitch, did he go? He did not. It'll be ball 1 on Rice.
Yeah, just Santiago right there just has a better swing from Russo. Just found the hole up the middle. It's a good pitch. Russo was just able to get the barrel to. Now you just got to find that 3rd out. He had a run to give.
Well, no, that did go across the plate. First strike 1, so a ball and a strike to Rice. Last 2 innings, the Mustangs haven't scored. And the last 3, the Bombers have scored. So it's been a tale of 2 tapes, kind of flipped since last Saturday. Mustangs with a big lead, led 7-1, and now 5 unanswered. And there's a big swing from Mr. Rice into right field, making a big diving play in right field is Lukart for the 3rd out. That leaves Russo on the bases, and that leaves a 1-run lead for the Mustangs. What a play from Lukart and right.
Man, he probably needs to give DeSantiago a big hug right there. Oh, man, I thought that was in the gap for sure. Braden Lukart, fantastic first step back, tracks that thing all the way. Full extension. Heck of a grab.
Can't get much better than that on 4th of July. Leaves the tying runner on bases, and your Mustangs head into the bottom of the 8th, still leading it 7-6. It'll be Tyler Gundelfinger to lead it off here in the bottom of the 8th. Bombers able to scrap by a run in the top of the 8th, make it a 7-6 lead. But Lukart keeping the tying runner on the bases with a ball that was destined for the gap. Now the Mustangs with a 1-run lead, just looking for some more insurance runs as we're about to head into the 9th.
And Bombers have just continued to chip away. Now you had that great, fantastic catch by Lukart. Get a couple runs here. Give yourself a little bit of more cushion headed into the 9th.
First pitch swinging is Gundelfinger. Just gets one off. 0-1 to start his at-bat. A 1 pitch to Gundelfinger is going to be lined into left field. Giving chase is Russo. He's going to make the jumping catch. Another outstanding play in the outfield leaves an extra base hit alone, and now the first out, and allowed out from Gundelfinger.
Bomber outfielder is definitely playing deeper. So right there, Russo got a great read off the bat. Gundelfinger torched it, but Russo just met the ball at the spot. Great running play to rob Gundelfinger of at least 2.
That'll bring up Darius Freeman back to the top of the order, trying to keep this game going for the Mustangs, trying to get himself on base. This is a guy you want on base for the Mustangs as he's first pitch swinging and missing on the fastball down the middle. Freeman with the speed, insurance speed that this Mustang squad needs. A 1 pitch from Beckman, fouled off, and he's wanting to go straight at Freeman. Trying to avoid the walk. Freeman's now down 0-2 on Beckman.
Just got to stay composed, Freeman. Look for a mistake for Beckman to make right here. Don't chase 0-2. Fantastic plate discipline that Darius holds.
The 0-2 delivery from Beckman. Misses on the outside part for ball one. Freeman's going to try to work himself back out. One-two pitch from Beckman. That's flared over to the third base side, and that'll get foul, keeping Freeman at the plate. One out here in the bottom of the eighth. 1-2 to Freeman. Freeman 2 hits on his night, a double in the fourth, and a single in the first. 1-2 delivery, down to the dirt. Evens it out, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 delivery from Beckman swung on and fouled straight back towards us. Freeman doing a good job battling.
There's a net here that surrounds the bottom bowl here at Phil Welch. No chance for us to catch a foul ball into the booth.
I know it. It is upsetting. I wish that we could have some opportunities. There have been a couple this season that we could have had a decent hand on. 2-2 pitch, called strike 3 on the down and out pitch, and Freeman cannot believe it as well. And that's the second out on the inning, and Beckman's working through the Mustangs order here in the eighth.
Definitely think Freeman has a case. That ball started out and finished out, and that ball was way below the knee. That was about mid-shin. Now Freeman's going to get a warning, but unfortunately, again, circumstances, unfortunately, just not going your way. Got to battle through and really just keep your chin high, take the punches, and find a punch back. Mustangs haven't found that punch back yet. They need to find that punch back.
Haven't found it since the 5th inning. And it's it'll be Carter Belton up to the dish, making his Mustangs debut here in the bottom of the 8th. Second game here for the Mustangs. It'll be his Phil Welch debut. A 1 pitch is going to be fouled off. Quickly 0-2 on Belton. Out of Olathe, Kansas, and Maple Woods Community College. Oh, 2 pitch from Beckman upstairs, misses. A ball and 2 strikes. One-two pitch is going to be swung and fouled off by Belton. Lucky he got a bat on it.
Belton was 1 for 4 in his first game with the Stangs on Tuesday against Chillicothe. Solid hitter.
1-2 pitch fouled off once again. He's staying alive.
Short to the ball, quick swing, gets that barrel through the zone, and it stays in the zone a long time. If you're Beckman, you're going to have to try to get Belton to chase because he's not going to miss. And if you throw him something too good, he's going to rip a double into the gap.
Belton looked to do just that. Trying to get a 2-out rally started for the Mustangs. Still looking for insurance. 1-2 pitch from Beckman, fouled off once again by Belton. Good battle once again. Beckman's been in some tough battles with these Mustangs hitters his last couple of innings out. One-two pitch. Swing and miss. Beckman fired up on the mound, and that sends the Bombers to the plate. Only down a run, but we are headed to the 9th inning. Mustangs still trying to keep it a 1-run lead, and it'll be Diego de Santiago out on the mound to close it. Mustangs lead it 7-6. We're headed to the 9th here on YouTube. It is Diego de Santiago out on the mound to save it. Had the 1 run allowed last inning, but other than that, 2 strikeouts, got himself out with a runner on. This is a guy that you can trust here in the 9th, especially after giving up the run. He kind of knows his stuff and what to look for out of these Bombers.
It's one of your high leverage guys. It all starts with getting that first out. You get that first out, definitely diminishes the confidence of your opponent, definitely raises yours. All about getting the first out. You've got the meat of the order. Gonna be a battle.
It'll be Dalton Miller to lead it off. Had a double back in the 7th. Looking to attack de Santiago. And first pitch not going to come out of the hands of de Santiago. He'll give him a pat on the chest saying, my bad, and we'll redo for the first pitch.
I want to get the spider tack off his hands.
And it will be a ball issued after that, so it'll be 1-0 on Dalton Miller.
It's considered a balk.
1-0 finds the zone right away after that, so a ball and a strike. Good comeback pitch from de Santiago.
I gotta give credit to these players. You've had fireworks going off for about an hour now, and
yeah,
just to be able to stay in it and not let the sound just affect you.
Swing and a miss from Dalton Miller, and de Santiago has the 3-hole hitter. Down a ball and 2 strikes. One-two delivery from de Santiago, goes back to the fastball down low and misses. Evens it out at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Miller. Mustangs only lead this one by 1 run. Here in the 9th, have a good spot here on Miller. The 2-2 pitch from de Santiago. Runs inside, that's gonna hit Miller. And a leadoff base runner for the Bombers, and the tying run is now on first in Miller.
Not the greatest start. Leadoff free pass. Now you got the tying run on. Now you got to worry about the runner. You got to hold him on. Get a ground ball double play right here.
It'd be the most ideal situation with Connor Rice. Rice and RBI double back in the 7th as well. First pitch down to the dirt, and here goes Miller over to second on the wild pitch. And now the tying run, now just 180 feet away in scoring position with no outs.
Now strategy playing in. Do you bunt right here with Rice?
Looks like, yeah, they're going to be going for a pinch runner right now. Coming into pinch run will be number 17, Will Munch. Munch got some playing time last Saturday, and he will sub out Mr. Dalton Miller. So it'll be Will Munch on second. Munch only 8 runs that he's drawn in himself this inning. He's looking for a big one here, but a big spot for Connor Rice. Up a ball, no strikes. Little creeping up from first base. He's swinging and missing a ball and a strike now to Connor Rice.
That's one of those things, you know, it's an opportunity to bunt, but you have your cleanup hitter, so you don't want to waste his at-bat. You're going to let him swing and then maybe try to lay down a bunt, but it's a big lead from Munch. Maybe try to go with a pickoff move.
He is trailing second pretty heavy. Slider outside misses, 2 balls and a strike. I'd like to see that too, Truman, I won't lie. Big booms ahead above Phil Welch here on the 4th of July. Mustangs trying to stay locked in here. 2 balls and a strike. Tying runner in scoring position. 2-1 pitch. That's going to be lined into center field. Freeman is going to have a play at the plate. Munch is going to be held at third. Leaving the tying runner just 90 feet away, but a big base hit from Connor Rice. Now runners on the corners. No outs for the Bombers.
Freeman was playing in, so he got a great jump on that ball. So if they had sent Munch, he would have been hosed by a mile. Now it's really your backs that are up against the wall. Infield's going to be in. More than likely, Rice will steal second. A lot of strategy right now.
Bunt's going to be shown, and that's going to be strike 1. But moving over to second is Rice. So now the lead runner on second base. You got tying on third, lead on second. So a base hit here could give the Bombers their first lead of the night. And it's on the hands of Jaden Roberts. Took the first pitch strike. Good slider. And now he finds Roberts. No balls, 2 strikes, infield in. So now Roberts sees anything close, he's swinging away.
And if you're Munch at third, anything right out of fielder, you gotta have to freeze. No outs, you don't want to run into a first out. If you're the Mustangs, you look the runner back to third and go to first.
Big swing and a miss, and DeSantiago gets Roberts swinging on 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and a big first out for the Mustangs, trying to keep these runners held on base.
Now it'll be interesting. Now that you have 1 out, I wonder if Johnny Coy would decide to walk Raton to set up the double play. Again, the go-ahead runs at second, so like it doesn't affect that. But if I'm Coy, I'd put the guy on. That way you have the force at the plate. And I think they're just going to let DeSantiago pitch to him.
It looks like they are, and it'll be Ryan Raton. He's going to try and lay down the bunt. Phillippe will keep the ball in front of him on ball 1. Last 2 matchups between these Bombers and the Mustangs have been instant classics here at Phil Welch. With the fireworks behind them, this game has been nothing short of that.
Might just be the old-fashioned four pitch walk. Don't really give him anything to hit. Try to get him to chase.
There it is, down the zone for strike 1. Like the approach, Felix and Little storming down. Coy went over to cover third, and there goes Gundelfinger to first. That's a good play there.
That's what they're doing. Both Felix and Little, they're crashing these. They're going to try to get Munch at the plate. And it's one of those things. If Munch starts to run like he's coming home on a suicide squeeze, Felix has got to come as well. You're gaining this guy at the plate. Don't worry about getting him at first.
Raton's going to get the bunt. It'll be foul. So a ball and 2 strikes. A big spot now for DeSantiago. Raton's shown bunt the last 2 times. Now if he sees something close, he's going to have to be swinging. But DeSantiago's got him right where he wants him.
Now it's Raton. He had 2 good pitches to bunt. Missed them both. Now he's thinking. He knows he's let his team down. But if you're DeSantiago, I'm just roaring back and throwing one by him. But it'll be interesting. Does he lay down again? Do you just try to go for the bunt again?
1-2 pitch fouled off by Raton. Keeping it alive at a ball and 2 strikes. Swinging away. Right now, Truman. And
he's got 2 strikes, so now he has to. But it is one of those things. Do you just sacrifice trying the 3rd strike to lay down the bunt again, or do you let him swing away with still 1 out? Infield still in. Play at the plate.
1-2. DeSantiago trying to get Raton. Off speed outside. Evens it out at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Still has those 3 balls that he can work with, now down to 2, but he can try and mess around here with Raton, see if he can get him swinging on something.
I mean, I don't think mess around's the right term. I think it's you have the walk to give.
Right.
And so it's not the worst thing in the world, but so you want to try to get him to chase because you don't want to throw him anything good. If he hits a little bloop, that's fine.
And there is the bloop. Felix is going to go home, and there's going to be the tag by Phillippe, and he's out at home. What a play by Felix to catch Munch, the tying runner, and a tag by Phillippe. Now 2 outs on the board, runners on the corners for the Bombers. Mustangs 1 out away from taking this one home.
And that's really interesting. A gamble from Will Munch, because if Felix catches that, it's an easy double play to end the game, but Felix stays composed, had to slide to his knee to scoop it on a short hop, so he goes for the short hop, doesn't wait for it, he knows he has to go for it, then fires a dart to Phillippe, and Phillippe goes for the tag of the foot, doesn't try to tag the chest. Fantastic play right there by both Felix to Phillippe.
Infield doing their magic, 2 outs on the board. Paxton's popping it up high. That's going to hit the grandstand roof for the first strike. Love the infield crash. They're aggressive as ever right now. Anything off the bat, they're going to be on top of it. Felix, great job fielding it, not letting that get past him. And a clean throw to Phillippe. That is a really high stress level moment at third from Felix. Made a good throw, and Phillippe did a good job. Now 2 outs. DeSantiago can breathe a little bit. Runners on the corners. 0-1 to Paxton. 0-2, and there goes over to second. He's going to be held up. And he's just going to go ahead and go over.
Trying to play mind games. That's what he was trying to do. He was trying to draw the throw from the youngin' Phillippe, seeing if he could get Phillippe to throw it, because that's one of those where if he had thrown down, it was just getting in a pickle, allowing the run home from third. But Phillippe knew the play call, just eat it, let him take it because it's really, I mean, okay, now the go-ahead runs in scoring position, but you're worried about the runner at third.
0-2 pitch to Paxton down low, and that's going to be missed just by a little bit. So a ball and 2 strikes to Paxton, but DeSantiago still has a full at-bat with some balls to give. 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners in scoring position. Tying run on third. DeSantiago trying to close it out here at Phil Welch on the 4th. The 1-2 pitch upstairs and misses, evens it out at 2 balls and 2 strikes. High anticipation here in St. Joe. Everyone clapping their hands here at Phil Welch, getting into it with DeSantiago. Bells ringing. DeSantiago on 2-2. Big pop fly on the third base side. Felix is going to give it a look, and that will get foul. Nice job by Paxton staying alive.
Almost close right there. Santiago missed his spot a little bit. Phillippe won that outside. He's a little more in. Paxton unable to get a swing on it. It's still 2-2. I'm going back to the fastball. It's been fastball, fastball, fastball. I'm riding it. It's your go-to pitch. It's your out-getter. Crowd's behind you.
On 2-2. The pitch. That's going to be chopped over to Gundelfinger at second. He fields it cleanly. He's going to go in time for the third out. And DeSantiago leaves the tying run on third. And the Mustangs bring a win home at Phil Welch on the 4th of July. They win it 7-6. And that's win number 21 and number 17 in the Mink.
Fantastic. I mean, DeSantiago comes in, really the first outing we've seen. He's had some stress moments, but he stayed calm and composed. Defense played behind him. He executed his pitches to perfection. And, man, what a win. I mean, since the win, Mustangs took their foot off the gas a little bit, allowed the Bombers to get back in it, but then they put the nail in the coffin, and it's a 4th of July win.
Did not score since the 5th inning, but the pitching came through. Gave up 4 runs there in the mix, but, you know, they did their job. They kept it close whenever need to. DeSantiago, he's going to pick up the save. And, you know, he'll probably pick up the win as well in this game. He will not pick up the win. He'll get the save in this one. But the Mustangs pick up the win 7-6. Tomorrow, facing Clarinda, they're going to try and finish out that 1 inning of play that was halted last week. And a big matchup following that, a full game against the A's. But here, 2 wins back-to-back here in the homestand. A big one here on the 4th of July. With the fireworks going, Truman, this game, just like how the skies are, just lit up, and it was booming the whole way through.
I mean, definitely the crowd of 4,000 plus that was here. They got plenty of things to smile about, and it's a 2-0 homestand so far, but now you have probably your 2 most important games of the summer coming up next. It's against Clarinda. You're finishing up the suspended game, but then it's right back at the full game. So you got to bring your A game from the start. We saw that tonight. They jumped on them early, and it was really late game when they took the gas off. But it's going to be all gas, no breaks tomorrow night.
It's going to be a fun one. We're going to be right here on YouTube for that one. Clarinda comes into Phil Welch tomorrow, but on the 4th of July, your Mustangs pull out the W. They win it 7-6. We'll be back tomorrow for the 1 inning of play against Clarinda and then the full game following. Tomorrow, Saturday, for Jackson Phelps and Truman